Many Catholics say they have had enough inaction from the church on the clergy sex abuse scandals that have rocked the world. One man targeted his outrage at the Archbishop of Washington during a Mass Sunday.
We need to hold close in our prayers and our loyalty our Holy Father Pope Francis. Increasingly, it's clear that he is the object of considerable animosity.
Shame on you. That was someone yelling, "Shame on you." Cardinal Wuerl, Donald Wuerl, is accused of covering up clergy misconduct when he was a bishop in Pennsylvania. CNN's Rosa Flores has more on the protests at Sunday's Mass.
Just outside the church, I spoke to the man who screamed, "Shame on you," to Cardinal Wuerl, and he says that he screamed that out because he's frustrated, because he's hoping that the church can be held accountable, and he's hoping that the church will be transparent. But he wasn't the only one to send a loud message during that Mass in Washington, D.C. There was another woman who sent a very loud message with her silence. She stood up, she crossed her arms, and gave the cardinal her back.
I think he should resign. I think he should understand that just because you didn't mean to do something doesn't mean that there weren't terrible consequences for lots of people. And I feel he should resign as cardinal.
We reached out to the Archdiocese to ask about this protest, and here's what they said in a statement, quote, "Cardinal Wuerl has spoken extensively over the past 2 months, conveyed his profound sadness, apologies, and contrition, and addressed every issue as it has arisen in a straightforward and transparent manner." I was inside that church. I can tell you that the cardinal was received warmly. He also received applause. But it was not until the end of the Mass, when he started speaking about clerical sex abuse, that emotions boiled over. Rosa Flores, CNN, Washington.
Pope Francis is also facing increased scrutiny about the church abuse scandals. A former top Vatican official accuses the Pope and church leaders of weaving a, quote, conspiracy of silence. For more about it, here's senior Vatican analyst John Allen.
1 week after Italian Archbishop Carlo Maria Vigano, the Pope's former ambassador in the United States from 2011 and 2016, made a bombshell charge that he had informed Pope Francis of sexual misconduct warnings against former Cardinal Theodore McCarrick in 2013, and that the Pope essentially ignored them for the next 5 years. Vigano was back at it this week, also suggesting that Pope Francis and his allies had lied about what they knew when Pope Francis met Kentucky County Clerk Kim Davis in September 2015. Davis was the county clerk who had refused to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples after the Obergefell decision, and became a symbol of opposition to gay marriage in the United States. At the time, a papal spokesperson suggested that the Pope didn't know who Davis was and that this was entirely Vigano's fault in his role as the ambassador. Vigano is now claiming he presented a memo to the Pope in advance. He briefed his top officials so they knew full well who the Pope was meeting. To date, the Vatican has not issued comment on the second accusation from Vigano. There are some sources suggesting we may get some clarification from them perhaps later this week. But in the meantime, what seems clear is that the contretemps that has been unleashed by the accusations of Archbishop Vigano are not going to go away anytime soon. From Rome, this is John Allen reporting for CNN.